Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have quite a doozy for you. And it's not just this one article. I'm going to do another video on that very shortly. And boy, is it a doozy. So, this new typhus cases are reported in Willowbrook. Officials expect additional outbreaks. That's one of the doozies. This typhus is spreading rapidly around California in all of the major cities and some of the nice places that you wouldn't suspect. It's spreading. Oh yeah, everywhere. And so that just goes to show you that homelessness is not gone away and hasn't, and it won't. I guarantee you that. And I'll be with another video shortly telling you why. New typhus cases reported in Willowbrook. Officials expect additional outbreaks. Not that it's going away, not that we have it under control. No, it's out of control and it's spreading all over California. This is by Suma Karlamangala. Okay, October 12th, 2018. So before I start this video, if you hear birds chirping, cars rolling up and down the street, beeping, talking, something drops, anything, excuse the noise in the background, okay? That's for those who are listening to other things and they're more concerned about all the other things that are going on rather than some of the really crucial issues that are happening here in California and happening all over. Oh yeah, there's some things that are happening all over. So this is like an alleyway. We have plenty of them. And we have plenty of this trash, this litter, food boxes, cardboard boxes, paper bags, excrements, defecation, old toys, old clothes, things that probably somebody had to throw out of their house, maybe neighborhood trash, all of that, homeless people that encamp in the alleys and they leave their feces and urine and whatever other things that they don't need because there's no trash cans in the alleys. Not as many. A lot of those trash cans, they close them up or they keep them, aside just for the residents that live in the area, not for the homeless people. A pile of trash sits uncollected in the Los Angeles fashion district. And we have a fashion district. And I mentioned that in previous videos, if you were listening. Local businesses say that they fear a typhus outbreak will spread because the city hasn't picked up trash in the area. Really? But where is all this trash coming from? It's not just from trash that hasn't been picked up. You have a lot of homeless people. A lot of homeless people that don't have anywhere to go and they have encampments and they leave trash behind. And then you also have people who are transient that leave their trash behind, and then regular passerbys who drop their trash in the pile and leave their trash behind. And so it hasn't been picked up. It just sits there. And we have a lot of piles like this all over Los Angeles, all over Los Angeles. And it's spreading. Along with that comes the typhus. A week after announcing an outbreak of flea-borne typhus in the downtown of Los Angeles, health officials on Friday declared another outbreak of illness, and this time in Willowbrook. 4 people have been diagnosed with typhus in the unincorporated community near South Los Angeles, and 3 of whom were hospitalized, according to the health officials. And so typhus outbreaks are often associated with poor hygiene and overcrowding. And boy, do we have it in Los Angeles. Overcrowding, overpopulated, not enough housing, and some people have actually taken to living on the streets and out of RVs and cars because they have nowhere else to go. And the rents are too expensive. Rents for a 2-bedroom start at almost $2,000 a month. And so if you want a studio or a 1-bedroom, that starts at $1,000 and above. And so if you want a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom, you might end up having to pay a whole lot more. And if you want really nice living, oh, get ready to shell out a lot more money. Maybe $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month tops. So it goes on to say, typhus outbreaks are often associated with the poor hygiene and overcrowding, and more people have been falling sick with typhus in Los Angeles County over the last decade. So this has been going on. Unbeknownst to people, these are not new outbreaks. These outbreaks have been spreading rapidly and it's growing. So now they're reporting about it because they're getting more cases of it, though experts are unsure why. I'm telling you why. I live out here and I see what's going on. There's a lot of homelessness. There's a lot of drug users that are on the street that have nowhere to go. And there's a lot of overpopulation and overcrowding, and rent is too high. And so a lot of times you'll have them renting out rooms out here in the LA area. They've taken to renting and leasing out condos. They won't even sell these places to you anymore because it's so expensive and the market is so high. They've gone to renting them out, and somebody owns them. And so what they do is they rent them out, clean them up when you're done with it, and then you move out and the next person comes. And so the people that are developers, the people that are owners, they're making your money. So we expect to continue to see a cluster of flea-borne typhus throughout LA County, health officials wrote in an alert to doctors on Friday. The outbreak in downtown Los Angeles has sickened 9 people, and 6 of whom were homeless. And so I'm basically telling the story before the story is told, that what is going on. There's a lot of homelessness in Los Angeles. There's a lot of homelessness in Long Beach, and in San Francisco is not even the tip of the iceberg. There's homelessness everywhere in California because the cost of living is too expensive, and we have lots of problems in California. So it goes on to say that there have been also cases in Pasadena. Beautiful Pasadena with the beautiful landscape of mountains and the beautiful Eaton Canyon and all of the beautiful scenery of the mountain range. Typhus is even in Pasadena, around those beautiful homes and those nice manicured lawns and manicured streets. Oh yeah, we have homelessness in Pasadena. So typhus is distinct from typhoid fever. Okay. All right. So let's go on and see what it says here about Los Angeles officials. They say that they're corralling stray animals that could carry these fleas and cleaning the streets and encouraging people to treat their pets for fleas and put trash away that may attract these infected animals. So it's this particular disease. Typhus is distinct from typhoid fever, foodborne illness that is rarely contracted within the United States and can be spread from person to person. Typhus is, by contrast, cannot be passed between people, okay? We are continuing to see cases of flea-borne typhus throughout Los Angeles County, So it is important that everyone takes steps to reduce their risk of the infection. LA County Health Officers Dr. Muntu Davis said in a statement Friday, typhus infection can be prevented through flea control measures on pets using insect repellent to avoid flea bites and clearing areas that can attract wild or stray animals like cats, rats, and possums. And so that's pretty much the article. Now, I've done articles on this typhus, and we knew it was in downtown LA with all those beautiful condominiums and lofts and all of those beautiful streets. And then shortly thereafter, if you walk a few streets down, then you see Skid Row and you see all of the places where people don't have any place to stay. And then you see some of those little pockets in the downtown area where you see transients and homeless people who have been camped out. And that's where a lot of the trash piles up because people are living there, they're cooking there, they're going to the bathroom, urinating and defecating there, and whatever else. And so you see people that come past, they throw their trash, and then you have illegal dumping that's still going on out here in Los Angeles. Sometimes there's streets and underpasses where old furniture lays around, and it's old cardboard, old tables, old clothing. People don't take it to Goodwill. No, they just dump it on the corner, dump it on the side of the street, and it sits there. And then maybe somebody, if they're homeless, they take pieces of what they can use and they sleep on it. And so the trash piles up, and then every now and then there's a cleanup, but it doesn't happen as often because they can't get around all these places because sometimes there's so much trash. How many people can you get around there to get all of this stuff? So it's all over California. Now it's in Willowbrook, and Willowbrook is, let's see, where is Willowbrook? Willowbrook is like in the Watts area. Okay, so there are several articles on this. 4 new cases of flea-borne typhus were reported in Willowbrook. New typhus outbreak cases in Willowbrook, NBC, Southern California. And so Willowbrook Willowbrook, if you look it up, Willowbrook, alternatively named Willowbrook, is an unincorporated community and census-designated place in Los Angeles County, California. And so Willowbrook is in areas like close to like from as I recall, Watts, Compton, West Rancho Dominguez, off the 110 and the 105. It's like a area like that, and you're seeing it here to my right. And so they show West Rancho Dominguez and Compton area. So it's more in that area like Watts and Brook. So with that being said, the typhus is a big issue right now in the Willowbrook area. So with that, I'm going to leave you with this. Pretty much the problems that we're having here that I've seen personally is the homelessness. Not everybody is homeless because they're on drugs. Some of this has been because they can't afford to stay in some of these places because they're expensive, but their jobs are here. And so they don't want to leave their job and not have anything. And so some people are in a position where they have to keep their job, and so they'd rather try to fight it out and stay. And so some people are living out of hotels, motels, whatever they can do, or living with friends, and that sometimes there's overcrowding. Now, what I've seen is that they're even renting out rooms out of houses. There are houses where somebody will buy the house. There are several rooms that are for rent, and some people will just basically have like a little, they won't even have a kitchen. They'll have like a kitchenette and everybody shares the bathroom, and then they rent out a room. And so that's, some people can afford that. And however, others, if they have a larger family size, a room is not enough space. And so that's going to pose a problem. Shelters fill up relatively fast, and they usually take people who are like top priority. If you have children, if it's women, or if you're in a battered situation and you really need to be off the street, or if you agree that you're going to follow the rules of a shelter and you're not going to bring drug paraphernalia and whatever your habits were, you can't bring that into the shelter. And so some of the people, if they have like mental issues, they may not know how to access those type of things. Depends on what their issues are or what their illnesses are, or if they're in heavy drug use, they know they can't have the drugs in the shelters, so they remain on the streets. And so we have, you know, the opioid crisis, which we have seen a lot of that here in California. And a lot of people are on the street because they're heavily off into drug use or whatever other type of use that they're involved in, and whatever things that go with it. And so there's a lot of desperation. And this disease here, this typhus, when you have overcrowding and overpopulated areas, you're going to see more of this. So I will be right back to you with another doozy of a video that I just discovered. And boy, is it a doozy. Thanks for listening.